recording now.
We're live.
Because we're doing this private YouTube thingy. But yeah, we're doing it.
We're doing it. I'm going to make sure I look at the camera because I was dude, one of the ones, so I'm going through, I'm making like highlights of some episodes. And the last one, dude, I swear to God, for some reason, I'm like this. And I'm like, dude, get your fucking head behind. Like, you're like perfectly, it's like, dude, I'm the one who's like,
it's you have
supposedly
to have
seasoned with my microphone.
Yeah, you have to have awareness. Even your positioning right now, because I can see on the screen. Yeah.
See, it comes from a poor self-image, Jan. I don't think maybe I'm worthy
enough. Well, I've fully embraced recently the last couple of years that optics do matter. The ideology that I had as a kid, so it shouldn't matter what you look like or how things look. Bullshit. Because your lizard brain, your rear brain, it's constantly going, no matter what you do or say or think, and it's judging things constantly, right? It's you wish it would sometimes, but
and no matter how many edibles you eat, it's still going.
It keeps going. Sometimes it meshes with the forebrain when you eat too many edibles. Yeah. So welcome to Fitch and Tinkle, Smash Everything. We're back again. We've upgraded technology.
Yeah.
We're leveling up.
Yeah, I was telling everybody, I was like, dude, hey, like who thought a comic and a fighter were gonna be able to figure out the tech shit right off the bat?
Yeah.
Like, did you guys really? I mean,
but yeah.
And also because nowadays it's like if you go, dude, if you went right now and tried to like Google edit help on Adobe Audition, whatever, dude, you'd have 30 assholes with all different ways of how to do something. Yeah. You're like it's like, who do I trust?
Yes.
Of these pricks, and you got to watch some of their stuff, and you're like.
Yes. Well, and that's just it. There's so many different ways to do things.
And I don't mean to sound like fucking NASCAR, but if it's a thick accent, I just may fast forward. I'm just saying it's easier for me not to deal with it. It's just, if I have a choice, I'm like, you know what? I want to hear. And what you gotta do now is you gotta hit that edit button, hit select all. That to me brings a lot better than like other accents. I'm not gonna do the other accents. Don't even. Or me goody gumdrops. Yeah, man. So this is our setup, dude. Looking good.
But no, that's a good. I'm going to segue into, basically you're talking about learning online, right? That's everybody's doing that. So I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Fitch.
And so, what is Patreon for people who don't know? Because I know what it is.
Patreon is a subscription service, right? So basically, you volunteer to pay a subscription for access to the content on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have 3 tiers, and I have a lot of technique videos on my second tier, more than 70, I think, my Fitch Smash system. But that's something I also want to do is eventually I'm going to do a online course for Fitch Smash. I got 3 parts to Fitch Smash Amos, achieving and maintaining operational status. Let's get up, stay up.
Get up, stay up.
Phase 2 is close the distance, control or subdue and submit, close the distance, subdue, submit. And that's, take the guy down.
Subdue and submit. I like that, dude.
Subdue, submit, because you may be.
Those are some top tier acronyms. If you don't mind me saying, those are top tier.
Thank you very much. Because you may be somebody in the police, military, or maybe you're like a hospital worker who deals with people who freak out, right? So you're not trying to submit them; you're trying to subdue them.
Choke them out,
yes. You're not trying to snatch his arm.
You're trying to get him to stop.
Yeah, you're trying to get him not to hurt himself or other people. So that's where the subdued come into play. And then
it's like part of it. You get him to choke and then going, shh,
it's okay. It'll be okay. That's part of it. You have to know how to.
It's not your. I mean, it kind of is your fault. It's all our fault if you're an adult.
It is your fault. I have a sign over there that says it's your fault.
Oh, when you saw that movie, Good Will Hunting, and Robin Williams was telling Matt Damon it wasn't his fault, were you like, bullshit in the theater? It is his fault.
Yep.
He knew he was good at it. He chose to hang out with those losers who fucked the catcher's mitt.
Lazy. Yeah.
By the way, how great is that? An Oscar-winning movie snuck in a fucking a catcher's mitt joke. And it went right under the radar, dude. And I was like, I remember when I saw that, I was like, how did that? No one edited it seems so out of place, but it's perfect because they're kind of, rowdy kids. So
yeah, makes sense.
So, and then what is the third tier?
Third one
is the last acronym?
Stand and fight.
Stand and fight.
Stand and fight.
SAF.
Yeah, stand and fight.
Stand and fight, bitch. Well, stand and fight.
Stand and fight. We could
If you
say
get like an
we
E,
could say
it could be
staff.
safe.
We could say staff,
If you
maybe.
could have an E at the end. Stand and fight, everybody. Yes. No, okay, we won't.
Stand and fight enthusiastically. Safe. He has to add the E to the end of
Stand and
that.
fight enthusiastically. You ready to go?
Let's go. Let's do it. And then I think it's funny how that's your version of enthusiastic.
Yeah.
It's like
We're excited.
It's at the party. I do that.
I don't know why, dude. Which is basically like any like fucking Latin pro wrestler who walks to the ring fucking does that. I'm not even kidding. That's like their.
It's the thing. You gotta do.
Oh yeah, we're talking that later on. Yeah, we'll get to that later. We got other stuff to do, but
yeah. So that's I'm gonna put that together. It might take a little while, but I'm eventually gonna get it together.
yeah. So like Patreon is a cool thing. It's like I know comics, you do it in a way where it's like you do like one podcast for free and then one bonus one for like $2 a month, whatever you get the bonus content. So it's cool. It's a good way of like supporting people. I think it's cool.
Well, I mean,
and it also gets stuff too. It's like
TV sucks. Mainstream TV is awful. It's awful. So why not instead of paying money to a cable company, why not pay money to someone you actually enjoy their content? You actually enjoy what they're doing.
To my dad, he's like old and stuff, and he pays for HD, and his wife doesn't like how clear the picture is, so they don't use it, and it fucking it drives me crazy, dude. I'm like, dude, my eyesight's already going, and this is like.
So they pay for the extra HD,
but to use the fucking red, white, and yellow cables that everyone had on the like Sony PlayStation 1.
The aux cables.
Yes, the aux. Yeah. You know when we played GoldenEye as kids?
You know what you should do? You should secretly hook up the HDMI cable.
They would never know the difference.
And then like just leave the other ones up to cut them.
Yeah.
It's like cut them so they're not like actually doing anything.
I would get found out. Yeah, I would get because I actually thought about
one night.
I was gonna give him.
I don't know. Your eyes are just getting better, Dad.
It was so funny. Is my dad was trying to argue with me about. He's like, because I was talking about like, I'll do. If I get you a smart TV, then you can watch all the wrestling. Like you don't have to watch it on your little computer. I'll just because I like pay for him to have like the network. So, but he doesn't ever use it because he doesn't sit at his computer because he's. And I was like, no, dude. There's a TV that you can just. He's like, I kind of like my kid. He gets up in the morning, he has his Sharpie, and he like outlines what he's gonna watch that day. It's like, well, dude, you don't have to do any of that. You don't have to wait 11 hours, dude. You can just go right now and watch whatever the fuck you want to
watch it right now.
And then if you have shit to do later on, you can do it then instead of.
Yeah, it's in his routine. It's nuts.
It's crazy, right? Yeah, it was like.
No, man. I mean, I feel it. The generational gap thing with technology is real because. Just simple things for me, a 41-year-old to do compared to somebody who's 35. Like, I didn't start using a computer regularly until I was in college. And it was like to write papers. Like, there was no research being done at that time. Like, I didn't Google anything. We had to go to stacks in the library to look things up. So, like, to this day, I still forget I can look things up on Google.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like, man, I wish I knew how to do this.
Dude, I'll tell you exactly.
That'd be a good thing to know. And I'll completely forget, I could just ask Google, how do you do this?
I can tell you exactly when my mind was blown with the internet. I went to visit my brother in San Diego. He was in college with his roommates. They were like, his roommates and friends were like tech nerds who had, no one I knew had high-speed internet. Everyone had like it was cost $100 a day if you're going to be online and shit because it goes to the phone thing. But they had like the high-speed internet. And this movie came out called The Gift with Billy Bob Thornton directed it. Katie Holmes is in it. It's about the Southern lady who's like she sees visions. It's like a murder mystery. But the thing is Katie Holmes finally showed off for fucking Kiki's for the first time. This is like fucking Dawson's Creek.
That's
Katie
the
Holmes.
gift. That was The Gift.
So yes, yeah. So
is that on somewhere? Can we look that up?
So on the day this came out, my brother's friend was like, "Oh, we don't have to go see the movie because we're all going to go see the movie just to go see her titties, dude." My brother's friend was like, "Hold on a minute. I forget. I think the thing was called IRC, I think." He found it on like a news group. He found bootleg titties at like 11 in the afternoon. And I was like, dude, what? And he was explaining to me and he's like, no. And then he showed me like all this, like, yeah, they are very nice, dude. By the way, Fucking too bad Tom Cruise never got to touch him, huh?
Yeah, as the aliens.
That was-
aliens
yeah.
kept him.
That was a turkey baster baby. You just look at that baby's eyes, and that was a turkey baster baby.
Turkey baster baby. He's America's greatest actor, though.
He is great, dude. Dude, I just watched Jerry Maguire again not too long ago. Still holds up. That scene when he's having a meltdown, and he's like, "Do you want my jacket? Take it, because I'm cloaked in failure." Dude, that meltdown, watching someone like go from the top to the bottom, is done so well. It's just funny because it's Tom Cruise, so you know he's gonna be okay. But it's just that meltdown is. Yeah, so this is the trailer for The Gift. Is this going to be on the thing?
Should I put it on? I can. I think this is gonna be fun.
Oh wait, are we going to show her boobs? We're going to show bootleg boobs.
No, you can always.
I don't think we can.
You can edit it out, right?
I have them. I have a photo in my wallet. Do you want to see them? I always keep with me.
Keep a photo of it.
I keep a photo.
Wow.
Dude, I used to have the biggest crush on Katie Holmes, and I could not have been more excited. It's a very, very good movie, by the way. And that's what's funny is, so we went and saw a movie, and I felt horrible because it was a great.
Is this the right one?
Mystery.
Oh,
yes. Yeah, there she is. Yeah.
So what's the movie about?
So someone dies. I can't say who, but there's this murder mystery, and she has this gift. So look, so she can see stuff. So she sees this vision of that girl in like a swamp already. And
so the murder hasn't happened yet.
Yes, it hasn't happened yet.
So she can see. So she's got to solve it before it happens.
It's like this southern Louisiana swamp type movie and vibe, and it's really good, dude. And like
so many movies I've never even heard of.
Fucking Keanu Reeves is in it, dude. He's a bad guy.
I saw him.
He's like a mean. Where's my wife, bitch? Like banging on like all gruffy.
We don't deserve.
I mean, he can't really grow a beard that great, but he definitely looked like trash, and he was like a real good fucktard. He's a real good asshole. Great movie.
Interesting.
And if you like Kate Holmes' boobs.
This is just a preview, though. This must not be.
No, it's not going to show
her
boobs.
boobs in here.
We're going to get to show her boobs in a green.
I'm scrolling. Yep, Tom Cruise.
Isn't that funny? I've seen her boobs and Tom Cruise hasn't. Oh, and also Hilary Swank is also in it too. It has a great cast.
Hilary Swank is in it too, huh?
Yeah, it has a really all-star cast. It's a great movie. I had all this guilt because I just went to see her titties, and I was like,
and you're like, oh my god,
this is a good
movie.
Moved. Yeah,
I was moved. a
few different ways.
2 times over.
Oh yeah, there's Keanu right there.
Keanu. This is how is this not?
Look at that mullet. Look at that Hilary Swank mullet.
What year was this made?
I want to say 2000 or 2001.
Oh yeah, 2000.
Yeah, look at.
I can read. That was right at the end of the height of American cinema. I think we've been on a downtrend since the 90s. That's probably why I've never heard of this.
Yeah, well, now they just have big.
So I'm probably gonna have
it's
to.
All like
watch The Gift now.
Dude, that stuff that we're talking about.
Or not. I probably won't.
It's great. Oh, I mean, we can do a watch along just to see the movies.
Okay, yeah, we can watch along. You guys can vote. You guys tell us whether or not we should do a watch along with The Gift. Yeah. That's what we'll do. I think that's what we may have to put suggestions out there and see what people say.
I mean, it's 19-year-old titties, but I mean, not 19, they're 19, aged 19 years, not
aged 19 years. 19 years ago. She was more than 18.
Hot, dude. I used to think she would.
If she was 18, she's a woman, and 18-year-old women are as capable as any other woman to be a woman, and they should be able to make their own choices and all that stuff. So there's nothing wrong with me dating them. I.e.,
dude, that was like your guilt jumping out.
No, that was me. No, it's because obviously, because women are so capable and smart and strong, right? It's 2019.
Who the fucker?
It's 2000. It's 2019. Women are. Right, so 18-year-old girl is
dude. They're killing the Terminators, dude.
She's a strong, capable person. She can make whatever decisions she wants to on her own. If she decides to go on a date with me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. Dude, what have you been up to, man? By the way, that water is really good. Whew.
It's cold, yeah.
It's very cold.
30 cents a gallon at the little Vietnamese place by the gym.
Is it spiked with anything? Do they add any extra? You don't ask any questions?
I don't ask any questions. Don't ask, don't tell.
You just like fuck walk out with a little wink. Yeah, what's you been up to, dude?
Lifting, doing a little bit of jiu-jitsu. Yeah, trying to make some plans on income. I've been doing a lot of podcasts actually. I'm doing my live stream every day. I started mixed martial mindset with Jason Burmis.
I know I was trying to say that out loud. It's really hard.
Yeah. Triple M. Mixed mental mindset. Mixed mind.
That's almost as good as diners, drive-ins, and dives. Triple D.
Triple D. Man.
A one-trip ticket to Flavortown.
But so we got that going on, and then I have the Red Pill Smash Brothers.
What's that?
Smash Bros. That's me and this guy Corey Capella. He's an ex Marine down in San Diego, and we talk about men's stuff.
Oh Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Do you have to like
men's issues, dating stuff?
Do you have to get your guys' like permission to like listen to it? It sounds like so manly. Like you wouldn't want just some ordinary fuck.
No, we need everybody to every red-blooded American male needs to listen to our show.
Even those pussy ass betas.
Yes, definitely. Most importantly,
because pussy ass betas.
Because man, like me and Corey both were kind of blue pilled with our relationship mindsets, right? Doing everything for the woman, being the nice guy. Doing what women say they want is the absolute worst possible thing you could ever do. Right? You have to go by their behaviors. What do their behaviors show you? You have to base your actions and yourself on their behaviors.
So if you feel like you should be nice just because you want to be nice as a guy, but they're acting like fucking dirtbags, they don't get dinner. Is that what we're? Because I agree with that, dude, 100%.
Oh, excuse me. It really comes down to being on your mission and having an abundance mindset.
Yes, dude. Can we talk about that? Because we were talking about off air, and you threw some like nugget out and like stopped me in my tracks. That was all. Oh god. Yep. What was
that's a little bit of the blue pill relationship stuff.
Don't give up your frame is what you told me.
Your frame, right? Who are you?
We're not going to explain the context, but it was don't give up your frame.
Who are you? What are you? What do you represent? Where are you going? Right? What's your mission? Like your frame. You can't sacrifice your frame for a woman, for anybody. Right? Like they gotta come, especially women. I mean, your kids, you might have to sacrifice a little bit.
Yeah.
But you don't sacrifice your frame for your woman, right? Because she'll end up losing respect for you over it.
Yeah, but she won't even know it either, right? She'll just be like, "Why do I look at this dude like?"
Yes, it won't even be a conscious decision. It'll just be her lizard brain. Her rear brain will be like, "Oh shit, this guy's weak. He may not be good for survival." So the attraction will turn off.
Which is funny, is because they want you to stay still love you and like hang out, but then when you start saying hang out, then they're like, "He doesn't do shit." You're like,
"Yep."
Is that blue pill?
Well, if they'll try to whip you. Right? Getting whipped is basically like going into blue pill. You giving up your frame, right? So now say you I don't know, you lift weights, so you go to the gym all the time at this certain time of day. Now she starts being like, "Why are you going to the gym? Let's go do this. Let's hang out with me." Blah, blah, blah. She breaks you from going to the gym, like she loses a little respect for you, and then you think you're doing something good, so you're going to get some booty later. But then she feels like the booty she's given you is something that she owed you because you did something for her.
And then she has the fucking... And
it's just the spiral.
They call you soft because you stopped working out.
It's just this, and it's just a spiral downward.
Remember when you used to train all the time?
It's bad for both people. It's bad for both.
And I think it gets, resentment stems out of that you're not even aware.
Yep.
Dude.
They don't even know. Yeah. And the resentment stems from that, they feel like they're having sex with you or doing physical things with you because they owe it to you because you did these things for them. It's transactional. It's not what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about attraction.
But
well, sex is supposed to be about attraction. And that's what we don't learn about as guys. We don't learn about attraction. And you improving yourself and you working towards a goal and you raising your social status and your economic status, those are all things that make you more attractive.
Yeah.
They're also things that'll make you fucking happier because you're like moving forward and working towards things you want to work towards.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I remember when I like a long time ago. I remember I was a mess, and halfway through a relationship, I got my shit together, and the girl preferred me as a mess. Like she was in the fact that I was actually doing all the stuff that I should have been doing already, and I was getting my life in order. And it was more like, "What are you doing? You can't be doing everything right." And try to. It was very strange. It's a very strange.
Crabs in a bucket. Sometimes you
Where do
have
crabs come into this? Because I always wrap up my dick.
Well, crabs in a bucket. Well, that's more of a term for is
Sorry, thank you.
That's more you can get crabs.
I will be at the LA Comedy Club in Las Vegas on December 9th and 15th. That's a sample.
But no, like sometimes people they don't want to see other people pulling themselves up, so it's crabs in a bucket.
Because that means that
crab climbs out, the other ones will pull them down. So that can be it sometimes, but also sometimes in a male-female relationship, you do have the girl who wants to be the domineering matriarch who like bosses you around, bullies you around. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Yeah, that is something that happens. Or it could be also like somebody who is BPD.
What does that mean?
Borderline personality. Borderline
personality.
No, not person. Borderline.
Dude, I'll send you a fucking link to that person's Facebook page right now if you want to see it.
Borderline. What is it? Is it borderline personality disorder?
Yeah.
Borderline. Yeah, maybe BPD.
It's a very back in the day we used to call it fucking nuts.
Yeah, now they're like really hot and cold, and I think I've had a pretty good radar with that because I haven't had too much of an experience with that at all.
It's pretty fun, man. You should definitely go through it.
No,
it's it's like a very.
I've already lost all the money I need to lose to. It's kind of situation.
It's like
like the Dave Foley situation. Remember him on Joe Rogan talking about his divorces? That is a BPD type situation. Yeah,
it's kind of fun because you like walk in a room and you're like, "Ooh, what is this today? Are we going to be?
Am I going to get a blowjob or we get stabbed,
or get stabbed and then blown?"
While I'm still get blown and stabbed like I climax.
And then she won't hurt but make me come quick so I can go to the fucking get first aid. All right, we're gonna have to cut a lot of this episode. No. I forgot that this is like private, so it just says 0 viewers, and I got all sad for a second.
I'm like, no, you can't see it.
Well, I'm bleeding for these people. No one gives a shit.
No, we're this is kind of a test run, I guess. Test run with this new technology.
All of our test runs end up to the masses.
Oh, and see, I messed up too. See, I put my handle here instead of our show's handle.
Oh, fuck balls. I have to fucking crop that out. No problem.
That's all right.
Dude, can we really quick?
Well, just put yours on the other side or something.
Yeah. Could you grab that photo and could we show it a thing?
Oh, yeah.
I am enamored by this.
I love this. Oh, this is my favorite.
The greatest what the fuck. I think I just put on Instagram. I put like the greatest what the fuck photo ever. It's you, Bernie Sanders, and Wanderlei Silva. And now please tell us a story. How the fuck did this happen? Look at Wanderlei. He looks like, dude, seriously? Is he like 28% like fucking plastic right now? It's like him or the ocean. What has more plastic, you think? Look at that face, dude. That's crazy. Is that the case?
So we were talking to this is the election cycle, 2015, 2016 election.
By the way, if you don't know who this guy is on the left, his nickname is fighting was the Axe Murderer.
Axe Murderer.
And he's not even American, so I don't even know if you can even vote for Bernie, if you're being honest. I'm not being.
All right, so I'm gonna share the photo because we have the technology to do things now.
I like that sweater, dude.
Yeah,
that you're wearing.
Nice.
It looks like
a Cosby sweater. It's not a Cosby.
Freddie. Well, it is a Cosby sweater.
Okay, there.
And I know it is because you said first off it was a Cosby sweater, so you know in your heart it's a Cosby sweater.
So you can see a pretty good thing here, and then
you can't really. Oh, look at that! What are those? How did those get stacked up so neat?
Oh, that's so nice.
What are those products?
And there's Fitch Smash T-shirts. You can get those too. So we'll have to find the links and put those up somewhere.
And like a CBD.
But you can see the
information problems.
The photo there. Yeah, that's a little snap of.
So how did this photo
Bernie
come to?
The Axe Murderer. Holy moly. So we were going around talking to labor people, different
We want to close that screen now.
leaders. Well, I just want people so they can see the axe murderer there. But yeah, so yeah, we're trying to get support for the Ali Act. Right, we talked to a number of candidates, and we were talking to a lot of labor leaders, and just trying to get support on that side. Talked to, we went to DC a number of times to get people to sign on our bill. But yeah, so we went in and we talked to Bernie, and that was when Bernie was killing it, and he seemed like he was like
he was gonna win, and
well, yeah, and he was like saying some really good things. I didn't really agree with him on the student loan stuff and the college and free school stuff. But
what was the stance on student loans? Like,
only wanted free school, and like, yeah,
but then that means you're gonna, that's not.
It was like you willing and knowingly got into those situations.
Yeah, and it's also
you didn't have to get a liberal arts degree and put yourself into $100,000 worth of debt.
Wait, did my mother put you up to this conversation with me right now? Because you majored in creative writing, not even good writing, dude. Creative writing. Creative writing means you can make the font bigger.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it actually helped with your writing.
Yes.
Then I could see where that could be worth it, because you could go and be an entrepreneur or independent contractor with writing.
You actually know how it helped is I was in a room with all these people being like, oh, I'm as good, or I mean, not like like an asshole way, but like I'm as good or better than the other people that are in these like in this program too. That's like, we all had to write the sample to get into the program. Mm-hmm. So that was instead of learning, because you can't really, I mean, how you gonna teach people to be creative? You can't really, but just the fact that for my own self-esteem and for little Chris that was like 6 and everyone told him he sucked or whatever, like that little Chris needed to be in that class with those other people and my peers that were equally as talented and stuff, and knowing that I was able to hold my own. So was that worth $50,000? Not sure. Probably not. Probably could have got that for $4. But
yeah.
But that aspect really helped. And I learned how to love poetry, which I did not
love poetry.
Love poetry.
You learned how to love poetry.
Yes. Robert Frost. What's up?
Robert Frost. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I
guess I've never really given poetry other than poetry we were forced to read in college.
Yes.
And
dude, I kicked and screamed. And then when I started getting into it, I was like, oh, whoa, it's like the word choice. I'm really big into like word choices and how stuff fits in with almost like a puzzle, like a Tetris stuff sometimes. And like that was pretty impressive to be able to have all this meaning in a very short amount of words. Yeah. So it's like, it really makes you, and that helps with stand-up comedy, because you're only, it's like you can get to the punchline, just meander and take 5 minutes, like I'm doing right now, or you can just get right to it. Yeah. So it's called the economy of words, I guess, is what. Mm. So that's a good thing to learn, I guess.
What else?
Oh yeah. Oh, dude. We have fucking notes now, buddy.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Oh yeah. So ask me what I was up to. Oh, it's funny you mentioned that, because
you had something you wanted to say earlier?
Oh wait, you made it sound like you're like, all right, everybody, I'm gonna have to go away for 4 weeks. It's not what you think. No. You had some kind of announcement, Tinkle? No, I'm not. It was one time, and I promised him I would never listen. I totally kidding. Anti-dick all the way. 100% anti-dick.
Except mine.
Mine frustrates me, but
very biased.
Yeah, I don't know. So this week I got to go. So my father was a disc jockey back when they were like the shit, because it was like, dude, if you want to hear the new fucking Fats Domino song, you had to listen to Kenny.
You had to find the DJ.
Yeah. So
playing it on the radio.
Yeah, and so my hometown of Lessdesto, California, which by the way, I give you full writing. I'll give you full writing credit. Anyone who laughs at that joke, I'm like, actually, fucking Fitch made it up. And then I immediately told him I was going to steal it from him. And so I am making t-shirts, and you may have to get
I'm technically a professional stand-up comedian.
You're as I'm going to stop talking. So
technically, I wrote a joke. Oh, I'm at least a writer. Technically,
you're gonna have your joke on a t-shirt.
Lessdesto's favorite comic.
So my father was so that movie, American Graffiti, which is about cruising and stuff in the 50s and 60s, directed by George Lucas. George Lucas went to high school in my hometown. Around the same age as my dad. So
before he got Disneyed.
Yes. Well, they fired him. Well, they took his work and then they fired him, and then they made it even worse than he did. He made it horrible. So
China censored it.
So the oldies and the cruising thing is kind of like a thing for our town, sort of. It's like, I mean, we're not the only ones who invented getting fucked up and driving around and listening to music, but we think we are. So like
every generation DJs first.
Yeah. So like DJs even there have even more kind of, because it's like fucking Wolfman Jack was back in that kind of day. So my dad got honored with so my hometown does this thing called the Lessdesto Area Music Awards. And you're thinking, dude, is there a music scene there? No, there's not. But they found a way to jerk each other off and throw this goddamn award ceremony.
It's 10 guys. It's 10 guys they sent out for a trophy.
The most okay, so I'm trying not to.
They showed up at the local bar and got shit-faced.
I'm going to preface it by saying that my father and his friends, who I went with them to dinner beforehand, because I didn't want to go to this thing. And then after several messages with my father, and he snuck it in every single, like at the end of every message we had, he snuck that, oh, don't forget, next Tuesday, if you can make it. And then I was like, you know what? It does mean a lot to him, dude. So I was like, I kind of dropped what I had to do. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go. And my brother's like, he's like, oh, have fun with that. So I went to the ceremony and
have fun with that.
And so like a highlight. So I think my dad's little crew, they got the like Lifetime Achievement Award. And, but dude, so it was such a jerk off party, this thing. They had like award. So they had this, like, it was the big theater. I think it holds like 500 people, but it's so unprofessional that once people, cause it's like, apparently the only way that you win a Mama Award is if you don't have any kind of success outside of Lessdesto. That's the only way you can win, because I've never won one, and I don't know anyone else who's ever done anything besides.
Nah, you're Hollywood. You did something over there.
You can't leave and try to get better and come back and want stuff.
Win stuff.
You can't get our paperweight. So, dude. So what happened was, so these people would like win an award, right? And then them and all their friends would leave. So it was like the most unprofessional thing, and it's like, dude, you guys think that
so as soon as their guy wins,
yes,
they get up and leave?
Dude, there was 20 people at the end of the thing. And
oh my God. That's why maybe it's in California. That's what Scott Coker. That's why Scott Coker, when he, president of Beltway, so when he promotes, he did this back with Strike Force back in the day too. It's like he puts the local guys and big followings at the end after the main event, the post main event, the post main card. Because all those people will leave if their fighter fights their second or fifth fight, and then they'll be out of there and there'll be nobody in the arena.
Yeah, when I first did my first comedy show in San Francisco, my entire floor of my dorm, literally all but 4 people, I think, went to this open mic, which I didn't know was open mic. I was like, I'm doing a fucking comedy show. And then, I didn't realize it's just like a show on a Wednesday and all these guys are working at jokes. And all of a sudden I bring like 60 people to the show and they throw me on the middle and everyone leaves after my set. And of course I kill because they're all my friends. And then they all leave. And I didn't realize until I think 5 years later when I'm doing comedy for a while and I'm like, oh, they all hated me for a long time. Because that one day that I just took the entire, like whoever went on right before me got a killer set and I had a killer set. And then after that, it's like, show's over. Fuck faces.
Fuck faces. We're out of here.
So I get it. But dude, but it's like.
There was like a, man, who was it? There was a band. It was like, who was Better Than Ezra or somebody like that. They had like one.
I'm going to act like I don't know exactly who you're talking about. They have 3 hit songs. One is good. There was their first. And I'm saying, and it's good. We're saying, Dude, by the way, that's the best it gets.
I actually like them. There was a different
90s.
There was another one that was similar. I can't remember.
Yeah, Into the Blood.
But they came to Purdue, right? They played this Slater Hill, whatever. It was a free concert, And
Was
they
it
had
Semisonic?
they had one hit song.
Closing time.
No, it was it was something on that level.
Not
It was right in that time frame. You're in the right time frame.
Dude, I'll list them all.
Man.
Fuck it. Cracker, County Crows. We got Loppy Low. County Crows is like
They had like one big one. But anyways, they said they did their one song, and then everybody just got up and started walking around. The guy's like, "Oh, that's it. You got one song, and you're gonna leave only one song." The guy was pissed,
dude,
because it was a free concert. Oh man.
Well, that's what when I saw
And they're like, "All right, you played your song. We're out."
When I saw Candlebox replace Alice in Chains to go on in between Suicidal Tendencies and Metallica, guess how that went? Not good, dude. Dude, so they were trying to hold on to that one song Far Behind. Dude, you could tell that they were trying to like play as many songs as they could to get to that song to win the crowd over. But Suicidal Tendencies fucking destroyed, dude. And like, you know, they're just like this like angry ghetto.
You gotta know
anger.
You gotta like know. Like,
dude, you should have. It was the saddest thing. He's like, at one point, he goes, "All right, guys, we all know that we're not Alice in Chains, but we're just here to rock and roll for everybody anyway." And everyone's like, "Fuck you!" Like everyone paused, thought about it. Nope, still
okay.
sucked.
So missed opportunity, man. If they were smart, they would have fucking
done all covers of Alice in Chains.
They would have done, that would at least start off with one, like warm them up.
Yeah.
So hey guys.
No, they went out and tried to do their album. Oh, good. It was
do play one of their songs and then lead it into one of yours or like whatever, and then or maybe up the tempo so your songs are a little bit harder. Change something up. Dude.
I've never seen that do that.
Just go up and be like, "Oh fuck it, man, it's gonna be we're gonna get killed. Let's go." Play the same song.
Just imagine that song fucking Far Behind sung with like 10,000 angry fucking tattooed bald people. Just like, what is this shit? Fuck this. What is it? Far behind. I just remember as soon as they hit it, I turned to my brother and I go, "Dude, that was the parachute. That was the ripcord right there." They're like, I think they lasted 4 songs, and then they had to do they had to do the hit, and then
and everybody's kind of like, "Nah, this one's all right."
And I say maybe. Oh, dude, so great. It was so great seeing like I've never seen a band bomb, but like I've seen plenty of comics bomb. But that was the first time I'd ever seen a band get treated like shit, like a bad comic would, where everyone's like, we're just awkward. We're like, oh God. Oh yeah. So I will put a button on that story about my father by saying that on his speech, he tried to do this.
His joke. Yeah, it was a joke.
Trying to do it. So my dad used to go by Kenny Roberts.
Kenny Roberts.
So the joke, which is funny because when I was a teacher, I had a stage name also for similar reasons. But my dad's joke was always like, because who wants to hear Kenny Tinkle at 10? That was, by the way, he told that fucking joke every time I've been in his presence since I was a child. I'm not even lying. And so he goes up there and like he's waiting his turn and all the other guys are speaking. So I'm watching this. I'm like, oh, they're going to let my dad talk last. And I'm like, oh God, he's going to do that joke. And I'm fucking texting my brother. And I go, I think Dad's going to do that joke. And my brother knew exactly what I was talking about. And so my dad hit it and it was like silent. And I just texted my brother, yeah, it didn't land, buddy. And it was pretty.
Land. They've all heard it.
Yeah, but then, he actually had it very nice. And people were like cheered and stuff. But he was like, yeah, it was pretty. So Kenny Tinkle's at 10 and just you hear crickets jerking off in the back.
That probably would have been a strong play, actually.
Yeah,
they had to let it just roll. Just go with it.
Oh yeah,
just go with it.
Well, my dad is 90.
Come listen to Kenny Kenny Tinkle at 10. That's fucking magic.
I'm sure
that would be like, what?
It's like his go-to line.
What'd they say? I would want to listen to that show at least once.
Dude, so my dad is also like 90% hard of hearing because of all the years of the headphones on. So he's literally deaf, which is also hilarious because he tries to talk shit about people, and you're like, dude, shh,
way too loud.
Dude, way too loud.
There's Barbara. She's a whore.
A God-fearing whore. And I'm like looking at Barbara in the eyes. Hey, Barbara.
Nice to meet you, Barbara.
Hi, whore. Barbara. Nice to meet you. Yeah, it's really like he tries to be sneaky and like, man, I wish
look at the size of those tits.
Dude.
That's great. That's a great character.
Look at those coconuts. I know. I probably got to turn it into a bit because it is a lot of time with me looking over my dad's shoulder to make sure whoever's talking shit about isn't walking around the corner. That's a lot of our conversations. Is me being like, or all those. I do this thing where I give him like a little flick on the arm, and he knows it's time to shut up. Like if we're watching something and he's kind of mouthing off, I'll be like, and he's like, oh, and then everyone knows when you walk into a room and people are talking and they stop talking.
See, I don't know, man. I'm the bad son or whatever. I just like let it go, and I think it's the train wreck's so much fun sometimes.
Yeah, but when you're old and you live with your significant other, and you don't feel like getting kicked out of the house and starting over again at 70. I think you just kind of let shape.
I guess, yeah, that's true. You shouldn't. Well, you shouldn't. He gave up his frame a long time ago. You shouldn't get to that.
Yes, of course. I think don't you give up your frame when you're 65? Isn't that part of retirement?
You should never give up your frame. You should never give up your frame.
Dude, 99% of people who get married do that because they give up their frame.
Oh yeah, most people. That's yeah. Well, yeah, like people give
unless
up
you
their
have
frame.
some kind of a handshake agreement.
Well, now more people are getting divorced when the frame is lost, right? Because most people suffer when you lose your frame.
Yeah, because your spirit's dying.
Yeah, well, there's no attraction there anymore. So, like, if the girl's traditional and she refuses to give up the relationship, now you're like in a sexless buddy relationship. Well, now more girls are more encouraged to get divorced. So, you're probably gonna get cheated on and divorced when there's no more attraction there.
I think everyone knows now that the third marriage is the one that sticks. So if you can just get to that one, I think that's the one that sticks. The first one's like, we were young, we don't know any better. The second one's like, hey, I'm getting better, but some shit went down. The third one's like, I give up. You? Yep. All right, let's do this.
I'll just.
By the way, this is coming from pursuits.
I'll leave it at one.
You'll leave it at one.
Yeah.
Are you done? You used to. Sweetie.
No, well, okay. So there's a lot of parts about it too that I found to be ridiculous. So why is the state involved in a relationship, anyways?
Yeah, why is the government? I mean,
why is the government?
Dude, Stanhope has that great joke. Is be like, dude, have you ever sat with your girl and be like, dude, our shit's so strong, we gotta get the government involved in this shit.
So I mean, you can have like a spiritual or religious ceremony without the government being involved. If you want to do that, go ahead. But you're gonna have to.
So you're speaking more from the after effects of the financial stuff.
Yeah, it's like why?
Yeah, that's all horseshit.
Why even do that? Why tie yourself into that? But then you also have to be careful of the state going backdoor in your ass because they'll get you for cohabitation, right? So if you're living with somebody,
is it 7 years? Is that
depends on the state. I think you need to talk to a lawyer per state what it is. And
I don't need to talk to a lawyer, but
you would want to make sure you're protected by any means necessary there. Maybe you have to have her pay you if she moves in, you have to have her pay you rent, and then it has to be on the books. So then like she's a roommate and they can't get you for cohabitation or whatever.
I'll take my red pill right now.
You need to take your
pick up the other one, fucking
right. And then so you have to do stuff like that. Yeah. It's weird. But my
by the way, that was this medicine right there.
My vision for the future, I think that I'm going to start teaching young men and guys, and do for myself, is if you find yourself wanting to have kids someday, you should early on start a paternity fund.
Oh.
So like I've seen averages where it costs $180,000 to $250,000 to raise a kid from 18 or 0 to 18, right?
It's more than that, isn't it?
I've seen averages, and that's how much it is. And I don't know if that includes the birth. But yeah, so I think you need to start putting together money and a savings, some type of savings to prepare for that.
So, dude, we could teach like a co-course. You can teach that part, and I'll teach the other part. Is if men will just start using sex as the alternative to jerking off instead of the other way around, we will fucking take this country back, dude.
No,
we won't be having these chicks in the fucking Terminator movies.
No, men need to start holding their frame and
jerking off.
No, being strong men, because then the women are there. The women are there.
But
the abundance mindset.
Dudes like fucking ruin their lives because
you're
they just like
wasting your time. No, you're wasting your time. You take the right precautions. You do the things correctly,
You see,
you stay out of trouble.
you know how thankful I am. I was born with a lot of the isms, but let's go get some pussy gene. Don't have it.
I've
Dude.
heard that. I've heard that before.
I love ass, but I don't have the.
Everybody can learn. Everybody can learn.
But I just jerk off, dude. I fucking told you that time with dude. I was.
I'd rather have somebody else do it for me.
That would tell you. Okay, so the girl I was dating at the time, she was being a strong woman, and I was like, it was my 40th birthday, and I was like, she's gonna ruin my birthday, dude. She's gonna ruin my birthday. So I was like, I bought myself a little weekend thing to fucking Puerto Rico because I was gonna go visit my mom, and I was like, it was $800 to fly home and visit my mom and watch Judge Judy on the couch with her, or for $400 I can go to Puerto Rico for 4 days and work the job I had remotely. So there was nothing lost, and I went there, and my friend back in
They don't have girls in Puerto Rico.
So my friend was like, you need to go on the back page, my friend. You need to go on the back page and find an escort. And I was like, oh, and I've never, dude. So I start going. So he's talking me through how to do it, dude. So I text a couple, and then I'm trying to think. I'm like, should I have one right now as like a little morning fucking birthday snack, and then have like the main one later? Spend like 100 now and 200 to have the good one later, or maybe get two at a time. Dude, this whole thing is lasting an hour, and I'm texting these girls. I was so worked up, I jerked off. As soon as I finished, I was like, I'm not gonna fuck a prostitute. What am I doing, dude? And I instantly stopped, and I was like,
no, it's the there's like a whatever.
Save myself so much. I could have got robbed. I could a lot of that
disease, stabbed.
Some girl, and then also I was like, and I tell my friend, I'm like, dude, I'm in a nice hotel. I can't have this fucking scuds coming in dressed all. He's all, no, you tell them to dress nicer. I'm like, I'm not gonna tell some girl to not dress like a whore. And then I'm like, and then once I start, I don't want to hurt this whore's feelings.
Don't dress like a whore.
Dude, once I start being like, I don't want to hurt this prostitute's feelings, that was when I was like, you know what? I had backwards jerk it, by the way, but
you don't. Okay,
such a great story.
There are non-prostitutes in Puerto Rico. Also, did you know that? Do you know that, guys?
I was looking for him.
They're non.
I was looking for him.
You can talk. And you can game anybody. Yeah.
And this is
you must learn. Dude, I need a fully red pill, Chris here. He's gonna be a changed man. I think by the time we're done with him.
Dude, I kind of like not being one of those like, oh, let's go get some. I kind of like not.
It's not. Am I like that? No, exactly.
So you like ass, but you're not like. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about. There's other people that are even. You're probably like halfway in the middle.
That's because
you're like the red-blooded.
That's because they're those guys that are like that too. Are the guys that they're putting something out there because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah. And they don't have somebody. They the second they get a girl, they fucking get pussy whooped and they disappear.
Yeah, because they're so excited that it's.
I got one.
They like grab one and they hold on.
They have scarcity mindset also. Oh, let's go. That's scarcity mindset. I can't get one. I haven't been able to get one.
Well, you can fuck 1,000 chicks one time each from lying to them and. I'm saying like.
Well, you don't have to lie to them.
Like scumbag
if you're direct to these girls, you would not believe. Like they would if you're a high level, cool person. You're fun. You're interesting, right? You're so much higher level than all the other guys they talk to and deal with. Like they would rather share time with you than lock down some loser.
So, but what do you think of the argument that fuck 500 chicks one time each, and then they find out that you're full of shit, and or just grab one and fuck that one 1,000 times?
Why not grab two and
500 each?
Yeah,
and then talk them into doing it at the same time. Yeah. I like that style.
Just what's your frame and be direct. Like you have an abundance mindset. Like not every girl's going to be the match. Not everyone's going to give you what you want.
I love not having.
You have to know what you want, and then don't be afraid to ask for it. And if it's not the one that you met, then bye.
Dude, when I was in my 20s, all my dude friends were like putting on their nice outfits and ironing shit. I'm like, I'm going to jerk off to this porn I just rented.
So this is the problem that a lot of guys have is they have this one-itis mindset culture, right? So it's like a cult. Everybody believes that there's a one perfect match for everyone. Right.
I mean, I think
a lot of people believe that.
People did like growing up.
Even today, people will argue.
You think people still believe that?
I still have people argue with that.
Well, there's only one person for you.
You'll meet the right one. Well, your first marriage wasn't. Well, the second marriage, that's the right. No,
Third one, we've already discussed this already.
Okay, so yeah, so say so some people still kind of hold on to this. Like there's one ideal person for me. So because of that, they get that ideal in their head, right? So they create this ideal person in their head, and then they go out and they date people, and then they latch onto that one person, and they try to force that person into that
And they
ideal.
fucking
Get in the box, get the fuck in the box, right? And then it's just not going to work. Both people are miserable. It's not real. There are literally infinite number of people you could get along with
oh yeah.
and decide to create a partnership and be with.
I just can't believe that people still think that. Though. That's crazy.
You meet somebody and
it's like thinking Noah's Ark really still happens.
Shit's not perfect. Like you don't force them into a box. Like there's more people out there. As a guy, especially, like women's window is smaller for them to find the highest market value male.
Well, that is one thing I think that's funny about like I think some people have this thing where it's like once you're a couple and once you're in, it's like, oh, I can treat this person however I want and they're not gonna leave. It's like, nah, dude, I can like there's a lot of people I can hang out with. Like life's too short to like be fucking miserable. Yeah. I mean, like I'm not gonna we'll just leave it at that. But we'll just say that I think that is the thing where people
and then it goes with guys and girls. They get that one-sided mindset, and this is the one, this is the person. I have to make this work. So then, a lot of people get put in bad relationships or abusive relationships because of that mindset.
Yes,
and it's kind of like the Disney movie sort of mindset, and I think it all comes from agriculture, age of agriculture, right? We all started getting in groups, and it was necessary for survival for people to pair bond and create large families under agriculture. But now, industrial revolution, technology today, things have changed.
Yeah, I don't think that people. I mean,
So there's a social there was a social environment that was kind of pushing everybody to that pair because they wanted every man and woman to have somebody and have kids. They knew that meant better survival rates for everybody. But now it's not the same. So that social pressure to pair bond isn't there anymore. So the women aren't really.
It is, dude. I remember like when I was in a situation that was not going that way, and I moved across country because of it. I have a lot of friends that I would hang with, and they would fucking complain about their mean, angry, like significant other, and I would just be like, "Shh, you don't have to deal with it, dude." Like it was weird. I had this like almost like waiting to exhale empowerment in me that I was
force
like
yourself into it. You don't have to.
Yeah, it's
and then a lot of guys are convinced by society or pressured in society to man up and take care of
be miserable for the rest of your life.
Man up and be a man to this chick who's got 4 kids by 3 different baby daddies. We call that a 4x3.
A 4x3.
4x3. Yeah, 4x3.
Isn't that what you got at In-N-Out? A 4x3?
You can get a 4x3 at In-N-Out, but don't date a 4x3.
You can buy one for $4.39, but you don't date one.
So
there are guys like that. There is a dude right now,
and they think like, well, I'm better because I'm, I manned up and I love these kids like my own and whatever. I'm just like, whatever, dude. You just cucked yourself. That's their dating strategy to get ass. That's the only way they can find a way to get ass.
That's another great stand-up joke. He's like, yeah, like a kid hits a home run, and when the kid gets older, when he's playing, he's a Major League Baseball player, hits a home run, you're like, yeah, that's my boy. Kinda. Kinda. Dude, this is great. I got fired up about this. I didn't realize how passionate I was about jerking off. Until now. Oh, dude.
I have not watched pornography all summer. It's been like 4 months now.
Did you make a conscious choice to be like, oh, I don't, or did you just realize that you weren't watching?
It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time because I'm dating now. So like, I'd rather just have sex.
Yeah.
It's better. It's funner.
See, I could
it's better. Yeah. So I either, have the kids half the time, I work quite a bit, and then I go on dates. It's kind of like my life. good. Life is good.
Life is good.
Life is good.
Dude, can we talk about what we were saying off air that I thought was interesting? So we're talking about, we both have stuff that we're doing, like that we're, I have a project I'm working on that I'm not going to talk about but we also had an interesting thing that you were saying, like, oh, sometimes I like to say the stuff out loud that way. I like force myself.
Yep.
It's public and I force myself to get stuff done. But then you also made an interesting observation. You're like, but on the other hand, sometimes it bites people in the ass because then so this is so interesting that you said this.
Because I've read about this. Where they talk about don't talk about your plans, don't talk about what you're doing. And to an extent, I agree with that for some people, because like there's studies on that show that there's chemical releases in your brain with talking about doing thing or completing a task that are the same as actually completing and doing the task. So there's the danger of talking about the stuff. Right. Yes. You talk about it and you feel like you accomplished something.
Yes.
Like, oh man, I did good work today. When all you did was just run your mouth.
Yeah.
So a lot of people can suffer from that and they just always run their mouth and they never get anything done because they internally
it feels like they did it.
But like I'm a little bit different because I'm competitive and I firmly believe in my word. If I say I'm going to do something, I think you need to do something. So I say maybe a lot because like I don't want to commit to some things. But like if I'll say something like I'm going to do this, it's me like putting a marker out. I put a flag out. I'm like, okay, if people can see this flag that I put up, like that bothers me that people see this flag and I'm not doing anything about it.
Yeah,
like that's why I mentioned I'm going to put a course together for the Fitch Smash. So now I put the marker up.
Yeah, like you said it, and now
I said it. I've got to get it done. I said I was going to write a book about my book stuff, whatever. Like it took a little while to get it done, but I got it done and I got more to do. But like for me, it's a challenge and it puts pressure on me and it holds me kind of accountable to what I'm saying. But like, I think you kind of have to figure out what kind of person you are.
Yeah, dude, that thing that's so interesting because I can't buy a fucking lotto ticket because I will automatically start stonewalling people like I fucking won the lotto. Like you treat me like shit, and now it's like, dude, they don't even announce the winners until 7 tonight, and I'm walking around with this fucking swagger. Like it's crazy, dude. I mean, so when you said that, it was like so weird that I never heard anyone else really say that, and I was like. I got all like weird. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go get some more water now. I'm like, so I didn't climb that mountain yesterday, huh? Yeah. I thought about it. It is very interesting.
But yeah, then you see, I think when you see like people who,
well, that's what makes getting stuff done, dude. You know how hard
getting stuff done is a superpower.
Once I started realizing that, it's like, oh, now everyone gets shit done because it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard to get shit done.
Time, energy.
To like make a plan and go through with it. And see it through to the very
resources.
Not see it 92%.
That's why a lot of people like to just get jobs.
Yeah.
And then you just tell them what to do. I show up from this time to this time. I get breaks at this time. I get lunch at this time. I just have to make sure not to touch Garen's butt. Get me too.
I was just having this conversation with someone about this, like independent film someone was working on, and there was like, and I heard this person's feelings because they were like, "Oh, we raised 10% of the money and we're going to shoot a trailer." And I instantly said, I wonder how many trailers are just done and no movie ever gets done. And then I just saw his face and I was like, oh, I really heard it. But it's like,
yeah, I wonder how many trailers get made and no.
And then he's like, well, it's like 10% of the movie actually.
See, aren't you supposed to like, I thought you should make the trailer with stuff you filmed making the movie.
Well, it's so
rather than a prequel. But I know.
Also, the idea for that was to like
they're putting a sizzle.
Yeah, to get more investors. Yeah, but you know how many? But
I gotcha. Because that's what they're doing. Like I'm doing like a reality show thing, and I put stuff together for like a little sizzle.
But it's such a like. I mean, it'd be so heartbreaking to be, and not even I was saying earlier, like getting stuff done 92% feels good, but it's still not 100%. So it's like I was even thinking about. Because they're talking about, oh yeah, so you budget a movie, blah blah blah, all this stuff, and then it's like people put it out, and then the last step would be, dude, researching and buying those Facebook. I mean, I've read all this crazy like Dude, you can target people now. It's so if you had the money, if you
can target
had a
people,
game
you can
plan.
target like Instagram is going to be huge for this too. We got to figure out Instagram things because like these things also will data collect and listen to what people are saying. They might say something that's similar to whatever words we picked, and then it'll come up in their feed. Yeah. So the internet.
Did I tell you that my girlfriend and I were making jokes about fucking killing each other for the insurance money, and then we had all this insurance stuff come on our dude. We're like, Google, you're an accessory, you fucking snitch. Like Google's like, hey, you want to
Alexa?
Fucking,
how do I kill my spouse?
Google,
Alexa, how do I kill my spouse and not get caught?
Do you really need to bury 6 feet, or is that 6 feet or more or more? That's the thing too. That's what we're talking about. It's like you're not doing 100% of the work. You have all the plan, and you bury the body 5.5 feet. It's got to be 6. That's 98% of the job done.
I think that's why there is no real connection to violent video games. A little segue, I guess. Video games and actual violence, because you already felt it, right? You felt that I killed that motherfucker, right? I think maybe that could have something to do with why there's no. You don't like kill him in the game and like, oh, I need to quench this thirst for blood. Oh, I must kill him. So like it doesn't happen. It's
that
like,
thing about the Joker pissed me off, dude. Because so I haven't seen the Joker yet, and we're not gonna get spoilers because we know I lose it. But that whole thing about like
this is what it is, okay?
Violence in movies. No, find out why the violence is happening.
People think that it's a battle between left and right? Republicans and Democrats. It's not. It's a battle between the elite and everybody else. Okay, but we're not allowed to see the elite up here. So the attacks on the Joker movie are the elite trying to keep people from watching it. Because what it really is it exposes that rift between the elite and the rest of us.
Ask questions.
Yes, they don't want to show that. It wasn't a political film. There's no left or right in the film, but there is a middle, low class, and an elite. And that's what they want to cover up. That's why they're trying to scare people away from it.
And isn't a lot of, because like I said, I haven't seen it, but I know that quote about like the mental health thing. It's like the thing about mental health is people don't want you to, people who accept you have it, but they don't want you to act like you have a mental health. That's kind of like that. I'm paraphrasing, but like that, dude, that
it's
right
like,
there.
It's okay to be crazy. Just don't act crazy.
Yeah, it's okay to be like that. Just don't bring us into your shit. Yeah. It's like, well, it's like everyone's, I don't know. Yeah, that's, all right, dude. We've been
going for an hour here.
Dude, well, we still have way more stuff to talk about. This is okay. No more serious stuff. Let's get to dude. You're former UFC heavyweight, 2-time heavyweight champion.
Yes.
Your buddy, teammate, who, by the way, all my fucking wrestling, dude, it was so funny. Oh yeah, I'm doing a podcast with MMA fighter that I fucking whatever. And now that like, oh no, he's fucking Cain's teammate. They're like, what? So Cain is now dude, we'll milk it. We're gonna do a fucking watch along to the Saudi Arabia wrestling in 2 weeks. It's actually 2 weeks from today. We'll be doing it, I believe, because that's from the Saudi Kingdom.
That'd be fun.
So Cain is now officially signed with WWE, which
I have mixed emotions.
Well, because he retired now.
Because Cain might make me like pro wrestling.
He's good, dude.
I'm like,
but you're only gonna like him though. Why? Because I can't. Which is why I'm gonna have some friends who are like into wrestling.
Because I'm gonna get drawn into this because it's Cain, and it's gonna be like
only his match.
They let fucking Brock Lesnar pin him. Oh my fucking like.
You're never in 1,000 years.
Yeah. I'd have to make a video and then do a live stream, talk about it, and then I'd have to go to the next event and watch it live to make sure.
By the way, that is the only way Brock Lesnar wins. Actually, Cain's doing him a favor. Actually, now that I think about it, that is really funny. Cain's doing him a favor by giving him which they're actually calling it the rematch.
Yes,
they're calling it the rematch.
They're calling it a rematch. Oh, he just won in the cage.
Dude, it's going to be a fake. It's going to be a fake MMA match, which is not good, dude. Although, if two dudes can like go a little extra stiff, it's those two dudes, and they're not going to be upset.
Well, I mean, what's Brock? I don't know what Brock can do. I wouldn't think Brock can do much. But like, is it going to be like Brock, like doing this, and then Cain's going to do cartwheels and spin around shit?
So Brock's whole thing now. So like Brock used to actually be a really, really great fucking because he's like naturally athletic. He was born like that. So his athleticism carried him to the next level where he could do that backwards shooting star off the top rope, which is like,
dude, really? He did flips and shit?
yeah.
No.
But now he doesn't do it because, well, I'll show you the clip. He fucking almost broke his neck.
I saw that one before. Yeah, I saw that one.
But now, so after he got back from MMA, he actually, after Cain and Alistair Overeem fucked him up, that like 1-2 combo, he went back into wrestling. And so now he started doing a thing where he literally just suplexes everybody. That's all he does. And most wrestling fans are like, dude, he's like, all the matches are the same. And he doesn't really, like, even guys who like wrestle him because it's like a money match.
I'm going to drink like Coors Light and suplex.
Yeah. So it's going to be basically he's going to try to throw around Cain, and we're going to laugh because, by the way, wrestling sucks now. I love it and I hate it because it's unwatchable, dude. Like some of the 3-hour shows, it's like you're watching bad actors recite bad dialogue for 20 minutes at a time.
It's like porn, but no good stuff.
Yes.
Like the dialogue.
It just never, yeah. You're like, are they going to start fucking? Or, I mean,
like,
how many times are you going to talk about the weather? I mean, just shove it in her mouth already. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But, dude, so that Saudi Arabia, so we were talking about off camera. The people, so WWE signed this contract with the Saudi Arabia government because they're trying to, I forget, it's called this, like, they're trying to be more like us, but they don't want to be like us.
Yeah, they want to give the facade that they're Western like.
Yeah, but they're not though, because they don't let fucking women wrestle. There's this so the women aren't allowed to wrestle on the thing, and so there's actually this one clip where they showed, and so they had like little packages like coming next month, WrestleMania. So they even scrubbed all the chicks out of those things. And there was one, it was showed to the entire Saudi, like 20, 30, 40,000 people. And there was one clip of a girl in a bra doing like and I guess they just like forgot to take it out. And you hear the crowd go, ooh, like some chick just came out and started giving handies to everybody. Like they literally, a hush went over the crowd.
Oh my goodness.
It's like, dude, if that blew your mind, you're not gonna be able to handle America. Because we're kind of animals.
So, I mean, yeah, and this is, this ties into the shenanigans with the NBA and South Park and Winnie the Pooh and China. China's a problem.
Oh.
Because all these big corporations and companies, they're on this like social justice warrior shit, right? Oh, we support this, we support that, we need this, the future is female, all this bullshit, right? Acting like they give a shit. When Nike, remember, stand for something, whatever, even if it costs everything. But now they're bending over and letting the Chinese government fuck in the ass and like
it's a great slogan.
They're sending
in practice, not so
not so much when it affects their actual bank account. But like they bend over when it comes to the money. Well, once again, Saudi Arabia, like there's no equal rights over there. And this company's going over there. It's WME. It's the same company that owns UFC. Silence, crickets. Nobody's saying anything. There's no freak out. It's a double standard. And if you think for a second that these companies give two shits about any of these causes, you're a moron.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they don't care. The NBA, like LeBron James did his whole dick tuck. He got all these tweets out there about. He said all these tweets, over the past few years about Trump and standing up and saying something about things and just social justice warrior stuff, right? And then he comes out in defense of China because one of their GMs from I think Kentucky or Kansas or something like that in the NBA made some public statements about Hong Kong protests. He came out in support of it. Well, you'd think that LeBron James, the social justice warrior, would support people fighting for their freedom. Nope. Not when it affects his bank account.
Of course not, dude.
Of course not. So he made some negative comments about that guy, and then basically he just jerked China off, and then they had South Park recently made a whole episode just ripping on China and how all these companies are selling their soul in order to do business with China. And in the end of that video, in the end of that episode, Randy Marsh killed Winnie the Pooh in order to sell weed in China.
Oh my god!
But basically, he's saying like, you know, people they'll kill and destroy anything just to be able to sell in China. And I didn't even know it, but in 2014, China banned Winnie the Pooh.
Really?
Banned him. So like, you cannot find any photos, videos, anything of Winnie the Pooh. He doesn't exist in China.
Wait, so did they ban Winnie or the entire cast?
The entire cartoon,
Eeyore, everybody,
everything's gone. Winnie the Pooh's just scrubbed. Scrubbed from the internet, scrubbed from existence. And the reason is because some students were protesting, and they were joking that and saying that President Z, XI, whatever Z is, looked like Winnie the Pooh. So they're wearing shirts that was him as Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. Oh, but their country, they don't fucking. Yeah, well, their country is like our country where we can just shit on our president and say he looks like Cheetos.
Communist country.
Oh yeah, we can't do that.
So they probably killed those students.
Yeah,
executed them probably, and then they banned.
It was weird. It was like they all had heart attacks at the same time when they were driving somewhere. It was really weird.
And so they all disappeared at the same time, and then you have South Park made fun of them. South Park got scrubbed too, so you can't find any South Park in China either. They're gone.
They wouldn't get it.
So they've scrubbed Tiananmen Square, Winnie the Pooh, and South Park from China. Those things never happened.
And they only scrub Winnie not because of what they say, but only because the students put the because he looks like. Does he look like fucking Winnie the Pooh?
The guy, yeah, he looks like.
Yeah. Can we see a photo? Because Donald Trump, he looks like fucking Cheeto dust, dude. And I know that he would not say I look like Cheeto dust. If he would probably win a lot of people over. He looks a little like Winnie the Pooh.
So yeah.
What a weird thing to scrub, dude, because it kind of looks like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, so let's share it. Let's share.
We have all this new stuff up here. It's so exciting.
I know, it's so fun.
Wait, did your tracking number for something just come up on the fucking? You gotta be careful, dude.
Yeah, so they're saying he looked like Winnie the Pooh. I mean, I can see it. I can see it a little bit in here. Right.
I mean, the whole point of Winnie the Pooh is aren't all those characters?
Might you have any honey?
Aren't all those characters are all supposed to be part of Christopher Robin, right? Isn't that like they're all different emotions?
His imaginary friend. Oh, are they? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Just went deep on me.
Yeah. Every single one of them has a different emotion. That's like what children have.
Oh, Eeyore is sad. Yeah. Tigger is bouncy. What's Pooh? Curious?
Fucking bitch.
Curious.
He's like the worst
children's curiosity.
He's like the worst band. He's like the worst front man of a band ever, actually, because he's the least exciting, I think. But have you seen that movie, the new one, Christopher Robin with Ewan he plays like a grown up Christopher Robin whose life goes in because he gets married and his life's going into shit.
Yes, I have seen it.
Watched it. It's pretty good. Oh, dude, I cried like a bitch. It's so good, and it's not even for kids. Every 4-year-old who's wondering what he should do with their life, or did I take a wrong turn? They should all watch that because that's what that movie's about. It's about like
to rewatch that.
Man, when I was a kid, I had all this ambition, I had all this stuff I wanted to do, and then when life beat the shit out of me, and then so like
I never caved.
Yeah, well, you're one of very few.
That's too big of an asshole. I never caved.
If no one caved,
life, I'm still here. I'm still not gonna cave.
I've caved and uncaved so many times that I'm kind of in the middle right now.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, so Winnie the Pooh band, but again, going back to it, so Nike has a bunch of factories, they make money there. It's okay for them to do that. They also have leaked videos of Muslims in China being put in concentration camps. Like the blindfolded Muslim men being trained off somewhere to be put into a concentration camp. So, and these are like Chinese Muslims too. It's like I don't even think they're like immigrants that move there. I think they're taking their own people and putting them in concentration camps because of their religion. And they've been persecuting Christians there for a long time because religion's illegal in
China.
They have no religion.
No. God damn, that's so funny because
the religion is the state,
and they're still fucked up. So that's a good argument
the religion. It's the state. So like that was part of the communists. Is like get rid of all the religion because you wanted the state to be the all high everything. Everything must be there for the community. Everybody's there too.
Oh, I see.
So if you're worshiping God in different religions, like
then you're taking some of the.
It's taking you away from the state. Your focus needs to be put onto the state.
They're kind of right. They're onto something, but they kind of took a right turn when they should have just.
I mean, if it's a machine and you can be authoritarian about how everybody has to operate this way, but that's not freedom. You can't have a free organisms under that rule. Like, I don't want to be put into a box.
Dude, are you or any of the guys at AKA kind of bummed about Cain? Like, because he officially retired now.
He'll make more money in one wrestling match.
You guys are happy for him
than all of his fights combined.
Yeah, we said it off air, dude. Tyson Fury is also on that card, and he's having a fake whatever the fuck that's going to be. He's getting paid $15 million.
Yep.
So if Cain's only getting paid 10% of that,
yep, which
he's not, I'm sure he's making at least half, probably at least. That's a fuck ton of money, dude, for one match and that. You know, that's. I mean, there's not gonna be a lot of eye candy at the airport or in the stands.
If they came at me with like one of their contracts, like, okay, I'll go to class and try some things. I'll do some acting classes. I mean, it's millions of dollars, whatever. Goofing around.
Oh, so like you don't have any part of like, oh man, he's a real athlete and now he's doing that. I mean, as long as he's getting paid,
he's gonna get paid.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I was just wondering if people were
if he was gonna earn his market share, an actual market share of what he earned in revenue, then I would maybe be that way. But I know that MMA is it's not a real sport. It's not a real sport. There's no free agency. We can't get our market share. We don't know what our market share is. It's controlled. The UFC basically has set a standard for wages, and everybody else kind of has to follow suit.
Could WWE do like an actual? I wonder if they can actually promote an actual fight with them. Would they be in their legal right to, or would UFC still have?
They would have to.
Cain's.
Because in MMA, because UFC has tight contracts when it comes to MMA, right? So he can retire from MMA and then do pro wrestling, and that's basically acting. So they can't do anything. But like that's what I don't understand. Is like WWE could have done MMA. Like they could have crossed over. They could have figured out.
I think
they have a huge fan base.
I think they wanted to, but I think from listening to a couple podcasts with people, because that has come up, I think what they're running into was everyone thought it was gonna be fake. So it didn't matter what they did. If their name was on it, it was good. I mean, remember when like fucking XFL came out? They're all, oh, it's gonna be fake football games. First of all, if you can fake a football game with 22 people, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But like, so I think there's a problem with people not ever trusting
you. Yeah, but at the same time, they would have to. Maybe that was before the commissions were involved, before that was regulated. But now you have a commission, like you're saying, the commission. If the commission's faking it for WWE, then what makes you so sure they're not faking it for everybody else?
Well, yeah, that's
yeah. I kind of. It might also be that they have some kind of.
Well, this is actually that's a good segue into that fight that's happening. Tito Ortiz versus
is he fighting down in Brazil?
He's fighting yes, but he's fighting this like Alberto Del Rio, which is his wrestling name. Mm-hmm. He's had 14 fights. His most famous fight was when he put on mask and Crow Cop kicked his fucking head off. Yeah, it's that dude.
Yeah.
So that dude hasn't had a fight in probably a decade. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden he's stepping out of retirement. And I was like, I
want to fight Tito.
And a retirement that no one gave a shit that he took, by the way, because he wasn't on any kind of high level. And now he's going to fight Tito Ortiz, who, for the first time ever, I'm like, Tito's going to kill this dude. I mean, usually it's like the other way around, but now it's like, and a lot of people.
He just knocked out the Iceman. He just knocked out Chuck. He's on a roll, on fire.
John, at this point, let's just say, big fan of Iceman, but he should go into fucking WWE, dude. Then he could just fucking pop belly all the time and just like get him in for one run.
I don't think Chuck has the mic skills. I think that's the problem with Chuck.
Well, that's when you got to give him like a manager like me.
It's like
Someone
him
to be
and,
like,
yeah.
listen here, you fucking dweebs. The last time you guys won a championship, Jesus was running around.
Him and
Woo!
Rockhold. Rockhold isn't great.
But those goddamn cheekbones. Can we
I
get
know.
into that
Yep,
again?
Yep.
It's those ears. If you just would have worn ear guards.
Oh, chicks that dig the ears, dude. You guys are crazy. They like to nibble on them, touch them.
I remember when my mom met you.
Chicks
She's like, oh,
love
she's like, he does have that. He does have that ear thing. I'm like, yeah, mom, yeah. So and then it was like almost like I felt she was gonna ask me why I didn't. It's very clear, mom, because I was never a good rep. Like the only way you get those is if you're an elite.
Do a lot of it.
Yeah. That means, yeah, if you have this, that means that you're like wiggling and getting out of stuff. And you have what's the word? Like offense,
Defense.
and defense. And look at these. Very perfect. All chubby little.
You could say you just have really good technique. Your technique's so good that your ears don't get banged up.
That's what happened.
Yeah. That's what.
So you're excited for Cain then? Because he's excited.
I'm excited, yeah.
He's
I'm excited. He's having fun. He looks like he's good at it. He's good on the mic actually too. He plays the persona pretty well. I don't know if he's done.
So they did a really good. I don't know if you know how they set him up, but so like Brock Lesnar was like picking on Rey Mysterio Jr., who I don't know if you know, but in real life he's like 5'2". I mean, he's juiced out of his mind, but he's like 5'2" and super little, like 160 pounder. And so Brock Lesnar beat the fuck out of him and then beat his son up. And then, so the next one on the Friday Night SmackDown, Brock's in the ring being an asshole, like, who's going to take me out? Woo, I'll fuck all your, being that guy. And then all of a sudden, Ray comes out with Cain behind him. And then it's like, it was pretty great. I didn't see it coming at all.
Did he have his mask?
No. So they're not, he's not going to be masked there. He's going to be, he's Cain. Yeah.
Well, I thought maybe he would like have the mask and do the reveal. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Oh no, he walked out and it was so funny. It was like, as an MMA fan, I was like, I instantly was like, good for that dude. He's fucking cashing in, dude. But then other like pro wrestling nerds were like, who is the like? No one knew. Like some of them, they know who he was, and they're all like, how come Seth Rollins isn't getting his due? He should be the main. Like people, like they got really upset. I'm just saying, there's a lot of hate for Cain right now.
He's cutting lines.
And I don't think he gives a shit.
Good, no, shouldn't.
Anytime he gets upset from Twitter, he just look at his fucking bank. Just pull out that Bank of America app. Well, I'm sure he's allowed to go to Chase. I'm not allowed to go to Chase. Chase Bank does not fuck with me.
Why is that?
You need commas or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the whole thing is. Apparently, if you don't have commas, you're not a real person or something. I don't know.
Yeah, commas. Okay.
I got really.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Cain though, dude. Anytime anyone can cash in like that, I'm like, good for that dude. And
it's because it's any of these guys.
It's fun
any
too.
These guys going pro wrestling and getting paid. Any of these guys who find a way.
He's got kids, and I guess his kids love it. That's awesome.
I think it's awesome. I think because I'm just somebody. I mean, our economist in the lawsuit is saying that on average, guys were had about 60% of their earnings were denied to them.
So right? Cain was worth
that's average. It's on average.
Oh,
right?
So he would be at the high end.
So the guys on the high end actually are. It should be way more. Like they got robbed way more.
So when Cain fought Brock for real, that should have been what he's making out right now. Is what you're saying, basically.
So like that's what a lot of these guys don't understand is like the people who have suffered the most under this regime are the guys at the top.
And by that you mean the Ultimate Fighting Championships.
And they don't even in the UFC, and they don't even understand that they're the ones being the most robbed.
Yeah. And there's only so many dudes who can go into fucking wrestling.
Mm-hmm. How many? There's not. I mean, how many wrestling organizations are there that are successful? How many people can wrestle?
If I was like Cormier, I would be like, you know what? You could stick that rubber match up your asshole. I'm gonna go fake fight for $3 million and let Stipe get his face all pounded in. I mean, because that's I mean, as a nerd, I'm like kind of excited for the Cain versus.
I think I would be more excited for DC and Cain tag team.
It's gonna be pretty dope.
That'd be sweet,
dude. If little chubby Daniel Cormier can do a Hurricane Rana, it'd be the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, dude. That little, I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can get up there because I watched his Cain highlights again.
He's athletic, dude.
He is like it was very, very very smooth, but very smooth. But since
he used to do like breakdance stuff back in high school,
really?
and college, I think. Yeah, so he can move well, man.
And it's also like, you know, because there's a bunch. Most of the high flying stuff is done for the smaller dudes now, and it looks like it's like choreographed dancing. But when he did it, it looked like it's like, oh, it's a little ugly. It's a little, you know, he's still a fucking 250-pound dude, so that's not the most beautiful looking thing. But I thought it made it look cooler that it was. It looked a little bit more, I mean, as real as it can get. I mean, if you're going to throw me up against the rope, I'll be like, I'm not going up against.
Yeah, as real as pro wrestling can
that
be.
First time someone goes to hit you and stomps, you're like,
what the hell just happened?
That's so good.
But yeah, so I'm excited for him. That was cool.
Yeah, so that's going to be, he's wrestling on the Saudi Arabian one, which is going to be, so I think he's the main event. Brock, and then Tyson Fury is on it also, and then a bunch of wrestling. And no girls.
No girls.
No girl wrestling.
Not allowed because.
Oh, yeah, so I told you that.
Because the future is female, right? WWE, the future is female. Is that right? WME?
If the Saudis made a fucking Terminator movie.
Right? Is that what you believe?
No chicks.
So future is female. Yeah, I know. Are they going to show Terminator, the next Terminator in Saudi Arabia?
No. It's only going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, maybe they do CGI burkas.
Maybe. That's so we're talking off here.
Somebody out there, please make just a little short clip of that. That'd be just do CGI the burqa over the top of it.
Come with me. Well, that's all like muffled because she has the burqa.
Come with me if you want to live.
It's all muffled, so she has to pull down a little bit. Come with me if you want to live, and then puts it back up. Uh-oh. That's my go get shit done message. No, it's not. So yeah. Oh my God. These people, no one bugs me, and as soon as I say, hey, I'm going to be doing something that I'm really into. I'm
going to be busy. I'm going to be busy at this time. Make sure you don't bother
me. No one gives a fuck, and as soon as I have plans.
Wait a minute. What was the time? Oh, I thought you said this was the time to bother you.
So we're talking about, we'll like wrap this up in a second, but we got to get to that. So that's because you don't know you're not wrestling, you don't give a shit. But I kind of, I'm more into the behind the scenes stuff because it's such a shit show that one of the big things with these Saudi events is that they're doing is the Saudi government is just throwing these people tons of money, is throwing the World Wrestling Entertainment tons of money. So when they first made the list for the first event, we're talking hundreds of $millions. Like they got people who hadn't wrestled in a decade to come out for like a $2.5 million payday. So, but when they first gave their list, the Saudis, there was a list of guys. A third of them were dead.
Third of the guys.
The Saudis are like still think it's like fucking New Jack City. Yeah.
We want Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Ultimate Warrior, Iron Sheik.
Yeah. So they started being like, oh, they fucking want these dead people. So they started getting all the guys on the current roster who kind of look like those people. And they were like,
I want King Kong Bundy.
Yes. King Kong Bundy. Dude, can I tell you? Dude, I'm going to wrap this up with an awesome story about King Kong Bundy, dude. This is my first experience with like heckling. So when I was 19, my friends and I went and saw WWE Raw in Stockton, California. We're this is at a small venue, so like security was lax and all that shit. It's not like it is now. And so we were in the very front. King Kong Bundy was in the outside of the ring. His partner or his running partner was having a match. And my friends and I were sitting there, and my friends were like yelling at King Kong Bundy. Like he's literally from me to the microphone, and there's a rail between us. And my friend's like, "Fuck you, you fat." And I just don't do that. And my friends are like, "Fuck you, fatty, you fat." This is going on for like 5-10 minutes, dude.
He starts to cry.
You fat piece of shit, dude. He's sitting there, and he's like arms folded, and he's listening to these kids yell in his ear for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden he goes, "I fucked your mother." And spun back around, dude. And we were all,
yeah, high five.
No. We're just like, oh, can he? And that was like,
and so now when I do comedy mom?
Now, I'm like, but dude, that's what anytime anyone heckles me, all I see is, dude, King Kong Bundy put up with it as long as he could. And then he's like, dude, he had one line, "I fucked your mother." We all shut up and we all got it, dude. We're all like, oh yeah, we shouldn't be mean to him. He's a human being after all. I think we're done.
Good show.
All right. Chris Tinkle comedy. I think I've changed my thing around to where that's my thing now, I think.
Chris Tinkle comedy?
Yeah, it doesn't let anybody guess what I do.
Yep.
It's pretty much, and
to the point.
new albums out. Not my cup of tea. Tons of fucking new shows. I will be at the Strat in Las Vegas, December 9th through the 15th. Very excited about that. You're probably gonna come hang out.
That'd be
It's
cool.
gonna
If
be
I can make it swing.
yeah. That's also the Saturday of the UFC with Kobe Covington. Is gonna be headlining. It's a 3 title fights, I think. And so I'll be there. And then got East Coast tour coming up in March. I'll have some dates I'll announce for that one. Big show there I'll announce soon. And then December 8th at Sacramento Punchline, I'm doing the Chris Tinkle holiday show. It's called what's it fucking called? Because it had two. Okay, it's
Tinkle
called
Bells.
A Tinkle Before Christmas was the one idea, but I think we're gonna go
Christmas.
Tinkle All the Way is the one that we
Tinkle
chose.
All the Way.
Tinkle All the Way. And it's going to be me and like 3 or 4 comics. And we're going to do, I think we're going to do some kind of thing for like Toys for Tots or something. You know, make these dick jokes mean something. And so, yeah. And I have a bunch of others.
You should get, make ornaments for everybody. Call them Tinkle Bells. And it should look like a penis and
I'm
balls.
so mad how good of an idea that is.
Right? Penis and balls or something. And the bells ring. You can hang on your tree. Get your free Tinkle Bells.
And it's like 2 ornaments, but like with a wiener over them.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Like a small one, so it's like the balls wear the wiener as a hat.
Oh, so it's just like the smallest cannon.
So you have to double take it to be like, oh, those are balls and a penis hanging on the tree.
But like red and green. That's great. Oh, fun. All right. Well, if you come to that show, you're going to get some Tinkle Bell ornaments.
Tinkle Bells. If you know anybody who can make those Tinkle Bells.
Yeah, let's get on that.
Yeah, that sounds genius.
And what do you got to promote?
November 2nd, I am in San Diego doing a seminar, Fitch Smash seminar at the arena. I'm rebranding the Shake Break to John Fitch Knows Nothing. Yep. And I'm going to make it available podcast form too, so I'll have that up.
Yeah, because you have tons and tons and tons and tons of episodes.
I did my last Shake Break episode. Technically, it was a live stream. 373 I've done of them, and they're up on my YouTube page. People can check those out. But yeah, I wanna expand. If you see, I've got the set streamlined. We're getting some things put
together, man.
This StreamYard app is making
still 0 fucking viewers, but whatever.
Well, we're not.
I know. I'm kidding. Call back. So.
We're getting there. So things are for nice. We got a nice land, or whatever land is hooked up.
Ethernet cables.
Ethernet cable is hooked up. So now
we've got Wanderlei the cat.
We gotta, this might have to. I gotta get the sticker out. I'm gonna have to put this up somewhere.
You gotta put it up. That's one of the greatest what the fuck photos ever. And also, it's great too. I didn't realize it, but Wanderlei is also taking a photo inside the photo.
Yes, he's taking a photo. It's like Inception. It's Inception.
It's like, what's Wanderlei? It's like, I want. What was he thinking?
It's a video of him taking a photo. Yeah, we had a professional photographer.
Dude, because he punked me out.
Cool. He's always cool. He's always cool with me.
Dude, I met him. He punked me out, dude.
Did he?
Yeah, we had. So it was this thing where he had his gym, and it was in Vegas. Like, it was around UFC 100. Yeah, I told you this.
Yeah.
And it was all these like journalists and stuff. Somehow I was with those people, and everyone got to go in and train with him for 20 minutes or whatever. And he was going around seeing who was doing it, and he goes to me and goes, yeah, no, and just walked away to someone like he didn't care that I wasn't, like, he was like, you're not an athlete, and it really hurt my feelings because I still bought his fucking action figure.
So, yeah, I'm not gonna.
Dude, he just looked at me and went. Dude, he did one little once over, and that's he did one of these at me. Those sweet ears. All right, dude.
All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll be around. JohnFitch.net also. Check it out.
Yeah, Chris Tinkle. Oh yeah, I got my website back up. ChrisTinkle.com.
Awesome. Laters.
All who stand in my way